And he says, goes up a little bit.
Oh, no.
Goes up
He
a little
goes
bit,
on his back.
And said, no, and went straight into the tree.
Welcome to the Created to Be podcast. We are on episode 21. Darius, we missed you for milestone number 20.
Yeah,
last
I missed
week.
you guys as well. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, but you inspired this topic today, so we'll get to that in a minute. But Justin here is with us.
Yo.
Of course. Doc.
Hey, I'm back.
And Brandy.
Hey.
Man, I go around the table left to right, but I need to start shouting you out first, Brandy. I just realized I need to change things up sometimes. We do have a new social media channel, and so maybe people, I mean, this is not like a spectacular studio or anything, but we do want people to have a little behind the scenes look since we don't have a video podcast. So when I say that about how I introduce everybody, it'll make sense when you see the picture of what we're working with here. On the last podcast, we had Maddie Farmer, former Maddie Kennedy, who played softball here. Was an All-American. And there was some really cool things that she brought up. I thought that I don't know that I've ever heard an athlete or even myself articulated, especially as it pertains to what her walk with the Lord looked like after. Like sometimes we don't think about that dynamic, that everything flows through sport a lot of times. You know, you're praying for your teammates, you're praying for preparing for a performance or whatever. And that was just one of the takeaways that I kept thinking about after the fact. Did that catch your attention, Justin?
It did. It did.
Yeah. So anyway, just a shout out to that episode. Of course, we missed you. Darius, you were on vacation.
Yes, I was on vacation.
With Santana.
Yes, celebrating 8 years.
8 years. Congratulations.
8 years. Yes,
Come
ma'am.
on, man.
Yeah, new beginning.
New beginning. You and, okay, so Jeremiah and Shay, do they have, y'all's anniversary is super close.
Ours is the 28th, and I think theirs is the 30th.
Okay. Because I always have in my head that theirs is in May for some reason. But
yeah. And it's crazy because I know about 5 couples whose wedding anniversaries at the same time, around the same time as ours. So it's Jeremiah. I didn't know Jeremiah and Shayla's was, but when I found out, it's like, just add it to the list.
Yeah. Yeah. Y'all's is
May 31st.
Oh, okay, nice. All these spring anniversaries. Ours is December, so.
We got married in the cold.
Yeah, we did. One of the things that I mentioned on the last podcast was that it was a follow-up from after the Arbor Day podcast about your plant. And I might have mentioned that Jeremiah really planted your plant.
Yes.
And that you might have shoved some dirt on it. That's the story I heard.
So I got to give some backstory content to this. So, you know, we discussed it that he was going to come down. Him and Shayla was coming down. And so we was going to spend some time. Well, you know, we went to the mall. So I have on mall gear for an outing.
Hold on, but aren't you at your house?
Well,
Okay.
So we
You need to
eventually
explain what you were wearing.
transitioned to the house. But because, you know, we're at the mall, we're out, I have on my Mississippi State jersey, pinstripe, that I hardly ever wear. So that's like it's very
A luxury item.
Right. So I'm not just doing anything in there. And then I had my Jordans on. Well, Jeremiah, he's just a worker.
Yeah.
So he's just like, out of nowhere, okay, let's go plant the plant. And I'm like,
You weren't
so
prepared.
I really wasn't ready. So when we went outside, I'm thinking he's going to tell us a good place we can plant it.
Not
We
like
discussed
literally
it,
plant.
But I really wasn't thinking like we was going to actually plant it. And so I know we talked about it, but you know, it's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to actually do it.
Yeah.
And so when they got ready, I'm still like in my mall gear. So I just I told my wife, you got to go get me some more shoes. I can't mess these up. And so she went and got me some more shoes. And I'm not going to talk about the shoes.
That'll be a bonus edition.
Hey, listen,
Yeah, that could be some-
man.
Hey, she got me some more. So she went and got me some more shoes. Meanwhile, he's already working. I'm talking about he's clearing out a spot. And so what I did help him, now he planted the tree in the ground. He did do that. He did a lot of the handiwork. I did help carry the soil. We had a bag of soil. I helped him carry it. I scooted a little dirt on it. I officially watered the plants.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, you know, with talking to these athletes, everyone has a role.
Yeah.
He was the most important player, but I played a very important role into winning.
Yeah.
You know, it was a winning effort. So, hey, the tree is doing fine. You know, it's looked like it's starting to sprout a little bit, so I'm excited about that. But
Yeah.
Jeremiah did do the book of the work. I'm gonna be honest. He did do the book of the work.
Is it called christen? Did he christen the plant?
No.
No?
They don't call it christened.
Like bless the plant? You finished the job by putting the water on the plant?
I mean, if you can call it whatever you want to call it. It's just
just not
doing
christened.
what the plant needs. It needs
I'm
water.
just trying to elevate that step
Well-
that you did.
Well, see, this is the
Make it
thing.
sound
While
more-
you
It
was
would have died
ele-
without you.
Sealed the plant. There you go.
Right.
Sealed
Sealed.
it.
See, when you said Chris and then trying to elevate, and then Justin was like, no, it really just
I'm
really
trying.
took the air
I'm
out.
trying.
Like,
No,
no,
it's
you
an
wasn't
important
trying,
part.
but it's just like,
No.
yeah, like, I mean,
I'm trying to.
It's like he put the last piece of the puzzle in.
Yeah. Okay.
and without that, the puzzle is still incomplete.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, right.
That might be a better analogy.
You,
I was
you
looking
didn't
for
do
something.
any of the edge pieces and put the frame together or fill in a lot of the middle.
But hold up, I did do something else. If it wasn't for me transitioning the plant
Okay.
from Starkville to Tupelo.
That's right. You had to
Okay.
bring it.
so like,
So you did do some of the edge pieces. All right, we're good. We got you.
Just making a point. Yeah. Okay, so today we're going to talk about vacations because Darius did just get back from vacation, but also we're approaching summer months where people will go on vacation. And so I thought it would be immediately when I thought about this topic, I thought we got some pretty wild stories in the Pygott house. So there's probably some other great stories. So we're going to get to that. And then just before we get into that topic, FCA, we finished up our semester with huddles and everything.
Let's go.
And I just wanted to get y'all's feedback on what stood out to you at open mic, because that was our last, huddle, what we did. And so open mic is when anybody can get up and share just about how they've been impacted through FCA. And I mean, in general, just in their walk with the Lord, but also sometimes it crosses over for their involvement with FCA. And so I have a few things on my mind, but I'd like to hear from you guys what you thought.
Elijah Griffin. He was amazing. So Elijah is one of our access students, and there's such a great core group of students. They also play united sports, so football, basketball. And Elijah got up and shared about his knee injury and working through that and how much he loves to play on that team and how much he loves this FCA community and how important it was to him. And he was just thanking the group, and it was just a really special message. And I just looked back at Bethany. I was like, man, that's why we do it
Yeah.
right there.
And Taylor Troutman and Matthew Mackey are two student leaders who
Yeah.
have invested in that group. And Taylor wasn't here because they were at the SEC tournament for softball. But I text her and she was pumped that he got up
Yeah,
there. But
that
a
was
huge
special moment.
Yeah, but a huge just shout out to those two leaders because they've really invested in that group to, I'm sure, help give confidence for someone to walk to the front of the room and do that.
FCA is for all.
Yeah. Very
and
cool.
athletes of all kinds. And that crew has blessed us exponentially this year, more than ever. And Elijah getting up and share was just like cherry on top.
Yeah. Any other highlights, thoughts?
I just kind of observed and took back from everybody. I was very admirable of the boldness of a lot of the students to get up and share. It's one young lady, I can't remember her name, but she's on the track team, but she's an introvert. She
Probably Nyla.
I think she said she was an introvert, but because my wife is an introvert and I understand how tough and challenging it is to get up in front of people and to express your feelings. Like that's just, and to see how she got up there and shared, was open and did a great job. Just so many different people. Like every time I guess, cause I always look at them in the light of when I was at their age, and they're just doing things that I just wasn't even open to doing. And so to be able to see that and then to see the growth, like when we first started with some of them and how they are interacting were more open as time went on, you could see like their actual growth through the process of time of the huddles. And so that was something that I really appreciated. And then I like the mixture. You get it from the student's perspective. And then I know, Brady, you shared, Jeremiah shared, Mr. Brad. Like you get it from some of everybody,
Yeah.
like what everyone is thinking, what everyone was able to grow from. And so I think it's great that we do that because it allowed us to see, how effective that the huddles and FCA has been,
Right.
especially when you're hearing people talk about things that happened at the very beginning of semester. It lets you know something stuck that long
Right.
that they are willing to talk about it at the last one.
Yeah,
So
that's good.
yeah, I enjoyed it. I did.
Yeah, I was just going to say, too, like, it was a smaller crowd. So at first I was like, oh, this isn't really going to take long. But so many people spoke. And I like you're saying, the variety of people. I like hearing from them.
Yeah.
I wish that we did it more often because I actually like hearing, like, their walk and what they're going through and how they face it, even when it's like a challenging situation, because a few of them opened up to like some very personal things. And then I guess maybe the one that stood out to me the most was the football player who hasn't been, but like just him sharing, because he just got back, like him just sharing his story. Like I said, okay, that was probably his first time here. I haven't seen him. He might have been
It was
here
his first
before.
time.
Yeah, it was his
Since he just is coming back, I was like, he got up and just shared like he was comfortable in the room.
Yeah. His story was so cool. Just he was a walk-on here, then transferred and had really had dreams to be on scholarship here. And so now he's back on scholarship. So he was just encouraging people that, like you might have this idea or dream in your head, but it might not go as you planned or like how you saw it, but it still came to pass, just not in the way that he expected.
Yeah.
But I guess what amazed me about his story is, and I'm not trying to preach, so we don't need the organ, but I do want to say this. It's amazing how God took him back
Yeah.
and then gave him what he was praying for and then took him forward.
Yeah.
It's like you walk on, I'm going to take you to a lower level. And he even testified he didn't do as well, wasn't as successful. He just kind of getting ready to settle there. And then it's like, come back up,
Yeah.
and so it's like to see how God moves, like you said, even through the people's, like even, and I just thought about this too, the guy that runs track, but he said he injured his hamstring and he had to red shirt.
Yeah.
And
Ben Murray.
Yeah. And he talked about how it wasn't what he thought as far as the year sports wise, but what I took from him is every week he looked like he was joyful.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have never knew he was red-shirted and had been injured if he wouldn't have testified it, because you could see the joy on him. And I feel like that's what FCA did for a lot of them this year. It kind of gave them a consistent place of joy and a reminder of what it's all about and who they really are outside of just being an athlete.
Yeah.
Ben's worked through some other injuries this year too, and has been able to run and do some things, and so it's pretty amazing just to see his perseverance through it all, and really his perspective.
Yep.
And the whole thing was really been cool to watch this semester.
Yeah.
So there's several athletes who have made decisions to incorporate FCA in their schedule as a priority. And that was one of the things that I saw just in hearing them talk. Like, so many have made that decision and they have been so consistent. And the challenge was kind of like evaluate that investment. And I bet you're going to discover this was not a waste of your time,
Yep. Yep.
And so that was really cool to see just them be consistent and then be able to testify of just what has been happening in their life. And then the other thing that Justin and I kind of thought about after the fact was that I said that was one of the best open mics, I think. I mean, we've been doing ministry in different
I
places
feel
for
like
like
that
15
every year in
years.
some ways, but it was a good one. It was
No,
a really
and that's
good one.
not a shot at any former
No,
night,
it was
but
really
like this
good.
is why though. This is why it stood out to me. People were able to clearly articulate what they have learned and how it has looked applied to their life.
Mm-hmm.
And that ability, that's a skill. And I haven't ever, there's some people who could do it in the past, but I felt like literally everyone did. And that's the first time in listening and being part of something like that has happened so clearly. And so we were talking afterwards, and we think this is just our, observation. Is Justin said that's a testament to small groups. Like we
committed to that.
We committed to these small groups and the leaders leading every week, and people that came and spoke, whether it's staff or outside. Like we committed to shorter messages so that they had that time to interact. And I don't know. I mean, we're making those connections, but I agree with Justin that I think that since they had practice in doing that, then they were able to get up, which encourages me because it doesn't, like, of course, we're in this safe setting where they can do that. But if they can do that in there, then like at practice, they can do that. In a classroom with a friend, they can do that. With their family, they can do that. But that's a very hard thing to know something and see maybe pieces of it applying to your life, but then be able to like use words to explain. It can be very hard for people.
Yeah.
And so it takes practice. And so that was really encouraging to me to walk away from that night.
Yeah.
Seeing
I think
that
it
happen.
left, I mean, we looked at it more of like, like what's the fruit of you sticking this out for a year?
Yeah.
You know, you're going to leave, with some skills that you didn't have coming in. Right. You're going to know how to communicate. You're going to know how to share practically what God's doing in your life with other people. You're going to be able to process those things. You're going to grow in maturity in navigating things with other people and openness, honesty, a variety of things. You know, it was just kind of cool. It kind of felt like we had a lot of returners there that night too that had been with us the whole time.
Yeah.
And I think another thing that highlighted for me was the track group.
Mm-hmm.
And again, shout out to Jeremiah and Shayla. I feel like we do it every time, because what they've done with Growth Room, how they have just continued to build that family, and just the timing of it all. Great group that's come in this year, how they have bought in, and just hats off to Jeremiah and Shayla and their continued investment over the years. It's cool to see what's being built and what's going to happen for years to come. I hope this group, this core group, stays together for many years to come.
Yeah. A lot of the things that you mentioned that were areas of growth that people might not have even known were happening is just a result of them being in relationship and conversation with other people. And that kind of goes in the direction of what I want to talk about today. I know we're talking about vacations, and we'll tie a bow on this episode at the end, so y'all remind me. But just this thought of like how much formation can happen when you're just in relationship, having a good time, having a good hang with other people. Yeah. Like so often I think it's a human tendency to want a prescriptive thing. Just tell me the 3 things I got to do and I'll go execute it, right? Or do it to the best of my ability. Or you could come to FCA and just put yourself in a position to receive and then give in that time of small group. And you might actually mature quicker than if I just gave you 3 things to apply to your life. Does that make sense? Yep. It's a very dynamic thing that's happening that you might not even be aware is happening, but transformation is actually taking place and maturing is actually taking place.
To add is like what Justin, I know he talked about this last year, but ever since he said it, it always has stuck out to me, and it fits what you're saying. Created to be connected. Mm-hmm. Like there's so much we take, because like even hearing from different perspectives, you hear things from them, it's like I wasn't even thinking that way, but man, I need to shift a little bit in the way I'm looking at things, the way I'm seeing different things. And so like you know, I think sometimes we miss the beauty of what can come out of relationships when we are connected. So that's something that I think that could be a great encouragement, like you said, to us as staff, but also encouragement to the listeners that are on, who you know are coming back. That could be a plug-in to also encourage other student athletes to come be a part, testifying like what took place in your life, because the growth took place. Right. And even when Justin was talking, one of the things I thought about too was you can literally come with nothing, and FCA is going to help you have some form of clarity.
Yeah, that's good.
What God is saying, how he operates, because sometimes I can see what he's doing for me through listening what he's doing with someone else. Right. And it's like, well, you know, that has been happening for me as well. And it's like, well, maybe God is speaking to me in this way. It's like, it's a lot of information, but it's a lot of clarity. A lot of things are going to be made clear as you are you're listening. And so I think that it's just great. The year was great. Like I mean, I'm coming, and sometimes I'm coming off the road, so I'm coming in not knowing what to expect, and you leave like, man, I'm so glad I came. Because I took in something that was so amazing. So I'm just excited about what is to come, you know, and we got a great thing going.
Yeah, you said something really impactful where it's like, you know, somebody could get up and share a message, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just an opinion here, but like how somebody could share a message, hey, you should think this way, you should see life through this way, like challenge your perspective, right? But you mentioned something like when you're in a group and you hear someone's perspective, you kind of do this thing probably you're not even consciously thinking about, and you kind of maneuver and kind of think like, maybe I should think different.
Yeah.
You're probably going to be more receptive in that moment to shift how you see things because you've met someone with a different perspective versus someone telling you should. Does that make sense?
And it's not confrontational.
Yeah.
Like it's more like I don't know how to say it, but it's not confrontational. It's and you know, I'm learning this. There's just certain levels of impartation that comes not by speaking, but just being around.
Right.
You know, and that's why when you're talking about being connected, there are certain things we'll start picking up from one another,
Right.
as it relates to whatever. You seeing, because I think about when one of the students talked about she was getting ready to have surgery and she had an injury. I think she may have been a cheerleader or something, but you start hearing other people, hey, I've been through this.
Right.
Let me tell you, this is what it's going, like I had one person, I'm hearing one person talking about they know what it's going to feel like the first, and you could see the weight of where that person kind of had a fear of the unknown,
Right.
that weight start to be lifted. But it's like, if you wasn't apart,
Right.
that could have been something you missed out on.
Yeah.
You know,
That's good. That's really good. So we'll keep talking a little bit about like formation in that sense of like just being around. And that's what we encourage people to like, just show up.
Putting people in environments where things can be caught, not just taught.
that's a
I
bar.
think that's a good thing.
That's a bar.
But I mean, think about the things you remember, things that some of the things that you were taught, right? I mean, you're going to go back to those things, but most of the things you watched and saw in other people or heard from others in a different way, not just like a teaching type
Right.
deal, and it's caught.
Yeah.
You see it and you go, oh.
Yeah. It's modeled for you
Yeah.
or
that's a
good.
one-liner.
That's good. Okay, so we're going to transition into a time of talking about what type of vacationer are you for the stretch time? Because when Darius came back from his vacation, we were talking about how you and Santana are different in how you vacation. Like she's an adventurer, wants to go out and do stuff. So I have a few that are on here, and I want y'all to tell me what you think you are before we take this quiz. Ooh. So you have laid back lounger, prefers relaxing by the pool or quiet beach, enjoying in-room dining, zero stress. You have the adventure seeker who thrives on activity such as hiking, exploring, high energy sightseeing. You have the balanced vacationer, enjoys a mix of both worlds, action in the morning, maybe relaxing later. And then the cultural explorer, these are hard words to say in a row, focused on museums, historical landmarks, local cuisine, things like that. So what do you think that you are, Justin, before we do this quiz?
I'm more balanced.
Yeah, you think so?
I'm more balanced. Yeah, I like the adventure piece. Like, let's go hike a mountain.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm in a mountain, like, let's go. I want to do that.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got kids in the back
Does
of
it
your head
depend?
navigating that.
But does it depend on the setting? Like, if you're in the mountains, you're going to go hike. You're not going to sit there. But, like, if you're on the beach, are you going to feel the same? Like, I have to get in the water?
Yeah, I need to get a little bit of beach time.
Okay.
Yeah, not crazy, though. Like, I don't want to go be, like, nuts. I would like to get
Do you want to go
time.
do excursions and things like that when you're down? No, I didn't think so. I just make sure I knew you. Okay. Yeah. Darius, what about you?
I'm balanced.
Yeah.
I'm pretty balanced. I'm not over the top with the adventure, but I don't like to just sit in the room either.
Yeah.
So I like to be able to balance out, have moments where I go out and then have moments where I'm resting and relaxing. So
Yeah.
I'm a little bit of both. So we'll get into a little more, but I'm just gonna say I'm balanced.
What do you think, Brandy?
Depends on who I'm going with and what
Okay.
I'm doing, I would think. But probably the second one. What was the second one again?
Adventure seeker.
Yeah, probably that one. I don't just sit well. Even like if my kids are definitely that. So like I have no choice with them. But even like I was thinking if it were just me and Brett, I'd probably still want to go do.
Yeah, for a majority of the day.
Like our honeymoon, we went to the beach, but like we literally went to the water park. We did like all kinds of things. We didn't just go sit at the beach.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I'm somewhere between the adventure seeker and balanced because I do get tired
That's me
sometimes.
too.
And it does depend. Like, I'm just saying, if you're taking your kids somewhere, it's not a vacation for the parents
No,
at all.
we
that's
know.
pretty rough. If you take your kids anywhere, like it is
a vacation for me and you. That would be great.
We went to, was it Pittsburgh?
Oh, yeah, that was great.
I mean, that was for
It was
a wedding, but we were able to, I mean, I can think of times like that, like if we were leaving for a wedding or that we've had some time to do some things.
I was going to say Mary Ashley's going to get married, but it's going to be in Tupelo, I think. So, no, not Tupelo. It's going to be somewhere.
Pedal?
No, the small town outside of West Point.
Pedal, not pedal.
Montpelier. It's Montpelier.
You
I
sure?
promise.
I'm going to have to fact check this.
Well, the reason why I brought that up because I was going to say y'all could have another, but then it's like,
Yeah.
no, it's not Pittsburgh.
No. Yeah,
no, it's not
come on.
Pittsburgh.
Is there a mountain at
There
Mount
might
Pillier?
be Airbnb out there in the middle of
A
nowhere.
small hill there.
That's so funny.
A tiny house.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the quiz. And so just tell me what you think. I'll mark your answer. Your ideal vacation morning looks like sleeping in, coffee, no plans, up early for a hike or workout, something active but not too early, or walking through the local market and grabbing coffee at a cultural spot.
Ooh.
B for me, the up early, whatever.
I can do the coffee at a
Cultural spot?
cultural spot.
Okay. Justin?
Man, I'm kind of like an A. Sleep in for once.
Yeah.
And get some.
That's funny. And I'm probably this other one. We're all over the place. Your travel itinerary is A, what itinerary? B, packed from sunrise to sunset. C, planned, but with flexibility. D, centered around key sites, food spots, experiences.
All right, mine's D. I would like
Okay,
to.
I'm gonna need the multiple choice again.
What itinerary? Packed from sunrise to sunset, planned, but with flexibility, or centered around key sites, food spots, experiences.
Yeah, I want to get to know. I want to know, like, that's the best here. I would like to try
Okay,
the best.
that's
thing
interesting.
Here.
Okay.
That's kind of.
I'm going to learn a lot about Justin in this podcast.
You know
today.
this. You know this.
See, I'm a little bit of C and D.
You got to
Yeah.
pick one.
I know. I'm right there with
And
you.
I need to phone a
yeah.
friend
Yeah, because
Flexibility.
because I'm A or C.
Because
I think
this
do
is the
C
thing.
for me.
If we plan, I'm planning around a spot.
Well, my plans are the best places we need to go.
So give me C. Just give me C.
C is flexibility.
Yeah.
Okay. When picking a place to stay, you care most about comfort, views, and relaxation, proximity to activities and adventure, a mix, nice, but also well located, being in the heart of the culture or historic area.
A.
Comfort.
I want comfort and a nice view.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I'm gonna say a mix for me.
Yeah.
I'm with Brandy.
Man.
Thanks.
Okay. We knew that one. I'm going to skip a few. Your reaction to a free day on vacation. A, yes, finally. B, let's fill it with something exciting. Maybe relax, maybe explore. We'll see. Perfect time to discover something local. I'm going to go with D on this one. I think I would look at it as an opportunity of like, oh, great, we don't have a plan. Let's find a cool place to go.
Yeah.
I'm a C
C, maybe.
because a lot of these questions
Just
are
depends on how
very
you feel.
Yes, it's very circumstantial. Like I'm having to make a
Pretend
set
vacation.
The day
decision.
before was
Like,
hard. I need to sleep,
like-
and then we'll figure it out later.
Right, that's
Like,
what. So
yeah.
that's how I feel. And then I'm gonna say this too. It also depends on where you go,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because like certain vacation spots.
So
like
maybe think about your ideal vacation and an ideal
Okay, B. for
B.
me.
Let's fill it with something
for an
exciting.
ideal vacation for
I'm going to
somebody
Paris.
who don't go on vacation a lot. Look, I don't even know if I ever thought about my ideal vacation.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm missing an answer from Justin.
D.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
with you on that.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
a fun
let's
day. I would
see.
love to do that
We'll
if we had a
speed this
day.
up.
No kids for that. Yeah.
When you come home, you want to feel rested and recharged, accomplished and energized, both rested and fulfilled, inspired and enriched.
C for me.
Yeah.
C.
Same. See.
Okay, I think everybody, I mean, surely
We all gonna be on C on this one.
we're all going to be on C.
Everybody's on C.
Look, I will say this, though. A memory popped up in my head, and we're not there yet, but I got to say it. Inspired. Have any of you been to Disney and seen the show at the end of the day on the castle? I mean, I don't know what it is to me about that.
Pulls all your heartstrings. Doesn't
It just, I feel like you leave that and you're like, I can literally do anything I ever
Is that
dreamed
about when
of.
Tinkerbell flies in and stuff?
Yeah, just the light show and the music and
Yeah,
like all
I've
that
seen that.
I
stuff.
don't know if Tinkerbell still flies around.
I don't
but
know.
I don't know. We went when Lee Parker was like 4.
But
maybe
it like
3.
did something to me to watch that level of execution of a creative idea and like all the things happening, I was just, my mind was blown. I was like, literally, you can do whatever you want to do. And I was like, this is what Disney does to you.
So funny. I did not have that thought at
I know.
all.
I was like, Brandy's like, are you talking about that
like-
lame light
Or
show?
the parade. I was like, well, I was trying to think.
I'm
It's
kidding.
been a while ago.
Yes, yes.
So I was like trying to think. I know I was there. I'm like,
I just
was
remember
even there at
being
this
like,
point?
I just remember being like,
Is it
whoa.
a dream?
Now, I have felt similarly when I've gone to national parks. I've kind of had that same feeling
Yeah.
too.
That's kind of what I want to do. But
Yeah,
go ahead.
it's very fun. Your ideal travel memory is watching the sunset with no agenda, reaching the top of a mountain or completing an activity, a perfect day that had both fun and rest, a meaningful moment tied to place or culture.
Yeah, I'm B.
I'm B for Brown.
Not the color. But
That's
your
his last name. I was going to say it. I should have said it at the same time. Oh my gosh. I had the same thought.
I guess B.
Okay. So we're all.
Brandy
on that
doesn't
one.
sound too confident in B.
I know. I was trying to decide.
I'm like,
honestly,
this is
between
hard.
B
I'm
and
going to
C.
have to just like put the results later because I cannot
I
do
don't
all
know,
that
like
in my
a-
head right now.
I mean, a day of rest and a day of fun. That sounds like a win too.
Yeah.
So. But
Yeah.
B is. Oh wait, B was the best of both worlds. I feel like with that. Oh no, it wasn't. I don't know.
Yeah. So maybe I'll reveal that on the social media
you know,
page.
getting out of an escape room in time, that's good, you know. We've had
Oh
some
man,
good
we have
family
some good
times.
escape room
And I have
stories.
yet to get out of an escape room
I've never
on
been.
time.
I've never been.
Really?
This
Now,
is-
I'm going to tell you this. For you and your children, your family, it'll be great for y'all.
Yeah.
Because y'all are very adventurous, very energetic, and just working together, I think it'll be something that y'all can accomplish. We do well. I've almost made it out of both escape rooms. Three. No, me and Santana made it through one. And then the other two, I was with a bigger group. We didn't make it through. It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
You really have to work together. But escape rooms, they are very interesting. At first, I was like, well, I don't want to do this. But when you get there and you get those, I feel like I'm in CSI. Like,
Can you imagine? Can you imagine doing this with Abby and Eli?
Yeah.
Archie.
oh,
Well, I was just
man.
about to say, I'm just picturing us. We would leave Brett. He would be still in the back room. And
We're
we
like,
would be
"Come on,
like,
come
come on.
No, look, we've talked about it's not necessarily a challenge. This escape room, it wouldn't be like a challenge, but we have talked about things we should do as a staff. One of those things is me and Darius has to play one-on-one. Once I get my results back from my MRI on my knee. And then, but that would be a fun thing. Tuscaloosa has an escape room. Our staff should, that
That
could
would
be
be fun.
entertaining.
Really?
Summertime,
Maybe a
we'll take
July
trip.
activity. Okay, so we'll see if what we predicted as our vacation styles end up matching. I cannot do that right now while I'm like talking, but I'll figure that out. We'll post it. Okay, so I've heard that vacation styles can really can cause problems. Like when people want to go and just rest versus people that want to go. What do you?
Yeah, you got to choose the right family to vacation with.
We've talked about
Now,
that.
if you get thrown into your whole family, you just got to go with it. And everybody's got a little different, and you just make it work because it's your family. But like
if
if
it's
you're going
friends?
friends, yeah, like the Teal family in Austin, we love them, we miss them. But we could
'cause this
vacation
is-
with them.
because there's things that happen
Yeah.
that you realize some people eat a certain way and are
Yes.
very particular about their food choices and like what you're going to cook together, whatever, and if it's processed or if it's not, or if
Yeah.
it's this or if it's that.
And some are like, we need to all go together to things. Some are like, man, we're just going to split into our own. And you got to be on the same page.
And
be able
that
to talk
family
through
in
that.
particular, they run a CrossFit gym, so physical activity is very important even when they're on vacation.
Yeah.
So they're doing CrossFit workouts every day. So yeah, and then also as a parent, Brandy, I don't know if you've experienced this, but also sleep schedules. If people care if their kids get to bed at a certain time on
Matters.
vacation,
Yes.
which we emphasized more when our kids were small because they would be crazy the next day or whatever. Or like, do these families make their kids nap during the day if they're younger, or do they just roll with it? It's so many different things when it's like the families, you know. But I've gone on girls trips with my sisters and my mom, and we gel pretty well because we kind of settled on the whole like, let's make an itinerary, but also we're going to make a list of all the cool spots that we think based on blogs and different things. And then like, we'll just kind of take the day as it comes to us. Like we'll start with that plan, but if it changes, who cares?
Yeah.
And that's worked out really well. But some of those other things that people value that they don't, some people have an off switch when they go on vacation. It's like, I'm on vacation, so I don't practice any of my normal habits. I just flip a switch, and other people continue to do their habit. I mean, it's crazy.
Well,
I'm looking like I'm making you tired over there,
no,
Darius.
because I'm thinking. So we take a company trip, not every year, but every other year. And is what Justin was saying. It's like when you got such a big group, because we have like, it's like almost 40 to 50 people, because it's the people that work there and their spouses. So it's like, that could be tough, because it's like everybody's operating so different. And even though you can have a mindset to do stuff as together, but the way people are wired, the way people move, is like you can't do that. And then what has also made it challenging for us at times is we've gone out of the country. So when you go out of the country, you really want to kind of try to stick together a little bit more, because it's like, okay, we got to kind of look out for each other, So that is a little different. Now, when I have gone with my family, I haven't gone with my full family, but sometimes I may go, and I'm this type of person, because Santana is very adventurous. She's very adventurous. So I, a lot of times, like if her sister can come, because they're a lot alike, so I don't have to have the weight of.
So they can go do their
don't
thing.
have to do everything.
Right, because it keeps, because I'm going to say this, you was asking that question, you think about it, if you want to relax, and somebody else wants to do a lot of adventurous stuff, sometimes
Who's going to win that argument?
it's like pulling teeth. Because even if I go, I'm not the best me, because I really don't want to be here.
Yeah.
And even if she stays, she's not the best her, because
Right.
she was wanting to be. So it's like, sometimes I look at that like, I'm so thankful for the help. I don't get mad. I don't get jealous. Like, we make sure that we prioritize our moments and times. But like, yeah, it does depend on who you go with. And I'm just this type of person. Like, if I'm going to relax, I don't want to take a problem. I'm saying this. I learned this. Home is gonna be home when I get back.
Yeah.
So the last thing I want to do is to be away from home, and everything that the vacation is meant for. I can't do that.
I thought you were meaning you didn't want to take a person that was going to be the problem. I didn't know.
No. That's what I mean.
okay,
No.
yeah.
That's what I mean. I don't want to. Like I'm saying, if I'm going with someone, and it's amazing, because Santana being an introvert, I was the type of person, when we first got together, I want to take other people. And she was just wanted to be me and
Yes.
us. You remember I asked
Yes.
y'all one time, like, if
Yes.
it's just so, like, but now I've changed. It's like, I do like it just being me and her. I am being more open. It's kind of like we kind of meshing a little bit. She's kind of coming a little bit over to my side, and vice versa. It's like, so.
got a good mix.
Yeah, we got a good mix.
That's
You
hilarious.
married a good one.
Man.
I was thinking about a mission trip that we were on, where that makes it very difficult, because if you have any personal preferences, because you got to pretty much eat the same thing, do whatever. And we've just experienced just
How long?
where Barbados.
A
So-
week.
No, I'm saying, like, how long you was having to be there? A week?
Yeah. And so, like, I just remember someone being there who she needed like food from a particular place every day. And anyways, outside of the main group. And so you just see, like, it's just interesting how it affects group dynamics. Or like they might try to get a different car because they're not going to ride in the bus or whatever it may be. And so even mission trips can be a little challenging too that way, when it's like it's very hard to be custom to everybody's preferences, because we have such a, that's what I was thinking of when you said a company trip.
Yeah,
like
we take a
you have such a big number that you're trying to, you know, but
and you think about trying to make it through TSA,
yeah,
trying to make it through all these different things with a big group, and then you're trying to make sure nobody gets left. And then of course you have people who are just, I'm just gonna do my own thing.
Right.
Like, I'm with the group, but I'm not with the group. And
Right.
it's just it can be very challenging. Like, it really can, but you know,
yeah.
we make it work.
Well, it's a thing, and I don't think I realized that even growing up. We didn't really vacation very much, but when eventually, as you live more life, you start realizing you're like, people vacation different, and some people don't want to be bothered. Some people want this. It's hard to please everybody. But anyways, Brandy did us the nice service of adding up all these things. So I'm the balanced. We all kind of, what, I don't even remember what
I said balance.
Yeah. Darius, yeah, you are. And then Justin and Brandy tied between balanced and No. Brandy was balanced and adventurer seeker. And then Justin, which this is a fun discovery about you today, balanced, but with a value you tied with cultural explorer. So it's good to
I
know.
have an appreciation of that.
Yeah.
I'm not like my Uncle Richard, though, He's Mr. History.
Yeah.
He's going to go look at everything and read everything and knows everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like my my cousin. She's like that. Santana's like that too. Like if we go to a museum, they want to know the square footage of the building. When was it built?
Footage.
Yeah, when was it built? What kind of windows are these?
Brett's like that. We went to the zoo. He was reading every single word on every single thing, and we're like, we're at the next animal.
Yeah, I'm like
He's like, I'm learning
He's
something
soaking
here.
it all in.
That is hilarious.
This thing's got 3 stomachs. Did y'all know that?
Okay, so before we move on, who plans the vacation?
Santana does for us.
Okay.
Bethany.
Yes. I already planned their
I
vacation.
I did one.
I was so excited, and we're going to talk about that one.
Oh, we will.
But I was so excited. I haven't even told Justin this yet, but I was like, for some reason, it made me so happy to think about this type of organization for him. On his Gmail, I made a separate folder for all of his like flight confirmations, tickets, everything that's already labeled, and all the things are moved over to that. And I was like, I can't wait to tell him that, like that I've made this
for this
him.
trip with
Yes.
Eli? Oh, wow.
Coming up
I'm
next
so
week.
excited. You're awesome.
I'm like, you just log into your Gmail and it's all
right
there, in this particular tab, whatever. And so,
Man.
yeah.
I don't
Anyways.
like the planning behind it all. But our vacations are very easy. Like, we do what we want to do. We
Yeah.
go with my parents, my brother and his kids. Most of the time, it ends up me and Brett taking the kids, including my oldest 2 niece and nephew, and we just go to the beach, and they come when they want. Like, they sleep when they want. They do their own
Yeah.
thing, and then one night they'll go eat on their own, and we eat where we want to eat or cook in. Like, it's very, so there's not a whole lot to plan.
Yeah.
But I will say, my mom did a whole notepad on a trip she took to Alabama, and it's got links in it and everything. And I was super excited because we're going just like a 4-day
This is
at the
upcoming.
end of May.
Oh,
And
nice.
so I'm just using everything she put
Yeah.
to fit our schedule. I was
Yeah.
like, this is nice.
Yeah.
It's hard. My sisters and I, my mom, we went to Boston one year, and then we went to Charleston, and my sister Leah planned the Boston trip, and then I said I would do it for the next one so she wouldn't have to do it. And I will say, when I sat down and I was like,
Overwhelming.
yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, there's a million places that, like, I'm just, it was a
Especially
lot.
Charleston.
And your time
Yeah.
is so short. You want to make sure you see the right things.
Yeah, which I'm thankful for, like Instagram and things now where
Yeah.
people will document
Yeah.
so that you can.
Kind of know.
But I was like, it took a lot for me to figure it out.
ChatGPT helps with that now.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
And Yelp.
There you go.
You nailed the Utah trip, though. That was good.
Oh yeah, we did
had a
take
good
that
time.
trip as a family. But anyways, okay, we're going to transition into stories because I just know we have them, and we might have to do a part 2 because this is probably going to get too long. But I want to shout out somebody that listens to this podcast, because what I would love to do with this is, as we share our stories, if people would submit their stories. And so I'm gonna call out Brad Smith right now. He listens to our podcast, and so Brad, I'm talking to you right now. That you should leave us a comment with any stories that you have about vacations that you think are, you'd want us to repeat on this podcast. But
He's on the
anybody,
road a lot, too, so I'm sure he's got some stories, some road
yeah.
trip
So
stories.
anybody can submit a comment, though. We'd love to read your vacation stories. But I was just going to say that in a serious sense, formation is always happening. We've talked about that, but even in good times, and maybe we don't think about that so much. A lot of times we think formation, it's work. It's like we got to submit ourselves, all this stuff. But, and that those things are true. But even in good times, you're being formed in shape because formation's always happening. And so we get to talk about those fun things today, that those things that we are having fun doing that, we're being shaped as well. So who wants to start with a good story that you've got from a vacation that you would like the listeners to hear about?
She said a
Does
good
it have
story.
to be? I know it's kind of pressure.
Pressure. I could give
Does
you
it
an
have
example.
to be funny or
Whatever you want that you think would
So-
be entertaining.
We went to I want to say it was Mexico, but I can't remember exactly where we were at. But it was a place it was an all inclusive stay, and so me being me, I made it a thing to go live every time because it seemed like something would always happen. So I would always go live and tell a story. So we're in Mexico, and we go to this one place that has It's a beach, but it's like a beach with a lot of other things that are part of this beach. They got like a little shopping center. Then they got another area where it's a restaurant. Then they got like a smaller swimming pool with a basketball goal in it. It's like people would come from where we were to there to just experience, and then you would eventually go back. So this one place gave me so many experiences. When we first get there, so at this time, I'm with C Spire and forgot to change over my plan to international. So my phone is literally not working. So I can't get in contact with anybody in
And
the
wait,
state.
was this before you were married?
No, this is while I'm married.
Okay.
So me and Santana together. Matter of fact, this is our first year.
Okay.
This is our first year. So, and how God worked this out, we really didn't plan for our anniversary, but it was the same time, our anniversary was the same time our company was taking a trip to Mexico. So it's like,
nice.
so for our 1 year, hey, everybody, what did y'all do? We went to Mexico. So when we get to this place, I go to the front desk, look, and it's a little comical. So most of the people they speak Spanish, different things, and so I go to this place and I asked the lady, I said, "Can you help me with the Wi-Fi?" She said, "They went that way." I said, "No." I said,
No.
Wi-Fi, like. Why? Like I was trying to
You're
make,
like,
I was trying to show, because when you can't communicate, it's like that. I'm telling you, that's the most nerve wracking. And she said, they went that way. Like she kept, and so I am like upset. So I was like, just forget about it. Look, so I go out to the pool where everybody else is. And what do you call the things that people lay on at the beach?
Like the
Those
chairs?
Like the chair is, but is it? I need a certain name for it.
I don't know.
Well, anyway, I go. This is at this same place. I go sit down at this on this beach chair. I sit my backpack down. Well, I didn't know that if it had a towel on it, it means it belongs to somebody. But me, I've never been to the beach before. I didn't know this. So I go and sit my happy self down, put my backpack, and a Spanish guy comes over there and he's going off on me. But he's speaking Spanish. I don't know what he's saying, but I can tell by his antics. I know he's mad. And so he's going off. And I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. I'm like, I don't know. So my
What did I do wrong?
So,
You're doing this.
So I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. I'm like, what is it? But you can feel the energy. And so what helped us was one of the ladies that was a guide. She comes over there, and so she speaks American and Spanish. So she said,
American. I'm sorry.
I mean, she speaks English. Hey, crop that out. We don't want our listeners hearing that. Listen, she speaks English. Oh my God. Listen, she speaks
I must have known you were about to say
We
something
love our
because I just
country.
turned on the
We
video.
love our country.
We really do. Look, so she speaks English and Spanish. So she comes over there and by this time I'm getting upset because the guy is mad at me, and I'm getting upset because I'm like, I can't understand you, but I don't like this energy either.
Yeah.
So she comes over
like
there.
this energy.
So she comes and she says, she tell me to wait, and she started speaking to him in Spanish. And she looks at me, she said, this seat was already occupied by them. She was like, I'm just gonna tell you this. If you see a towel draped over it,
paid for it.
It's already belongs to somebody. So I looked, I said, oh, that's it. So I said, I'm sorry. Look, he said, it's okay, my friend.
No, that previous stuff is not okay.
So this is what
way.
I'm saying. He could speak
Yes.
English, but I feel like he just wanted to cuss me out in Spanish. He was like, it's okay, my friend. And I said, unbelievable.
Maybe he only knew that one line in
Yeah.
American.
Yeah. Wow.
In American. Look.
Oh, Brandy, nice.
So yeah,
nice.
when I tell you I was so upset, like just everything I experienced in a short period of time,
Yeah.
it was just so overwhelming. And so I had to let the people know, like, I need to make my way back to America.
I need a minute. I need a minute.
Yeah, because it was a lot.
Too much going
It
on.
was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
We have a South Africa story that is wild, y'all. So I don't want to take too much time.
No,
So
you're good because our stories are not going to be super funny or anything like that. So
we don't know. We might laugh.
our
It might be
trips are
American.
just always
This
up for something.
it might be
As long as you speak
you might
American.
be
as long as
Let's
you
speak American.
learning how to speak Mexican.
Man, I got to work on that. That's tough.
It's okay.
Speaking American.
Oh, Darius.
But I will say this: sometimes being in America and we don't go a lot other places.
Yeah.
you really could think the whole world is American.
Yeah.
Like everybody
Oh, sure.
speaks American.
Yeah.
I mean English.
Yeah.
But you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's easy to feel like that, and it's like until you go to another country and really
And there's
see
a lot of languages. You know,
A
like in Europe,
lot.
there's a lot, and you don't have to travel far, and you're experiencing a lot of different languages. So, like for us, it's a big
It's
place.
just accent.
It's accents.
Yeah.
But
Well,
man,
that's
you go
why
to a different place.
if I go on anywhere out the country, the first question I'm asking, do they speak a lot of English? Because if they don't, it's gonna be
Well,
be
you
hard
have
for me.
Google Translate now. You can just
yeah, we
on
do
your
have some better
phone.
translator stuff. So
You know,
Yeah,
I
man.
mean, how old were you at the time?
I was 27.
I think that there are some things too, especially when you travel, that you just don't know. Like I didn't know that about beach chairs for a while. Like you just don't know what's custom or like
Yeah.
what
Right.
is the rules of the
yeah,
situation.
everybody's got their own little thing.
You know, and so then you have to like learn as you go. Like I don't even know. I mean, I'm thinking about non-vacation examples of like hosting a shower at your house, like all the things that you're supposed to do, or just stuff like that
Yeah.
that you just don't know unless
Don't
someone
know.
tells you or you've seen it before. And so sometimes it can be a little brutal to learn.
Well, I didn't want to get into a brawl to
You
learn
learn the
not to.
hard way.
Yeah,
Like, let me just move.
Yeah, I'm like, I could.
Thank you, my friend. Or whatever it was. He said, okay, South Africa, this was the trip that Justin planned for us. Mm-hmm. So our
I
friends.
thought it went really well.
No, it did. But I have an entire almost 24 hours that you're going to think that I'm making up these stories. That's how crazy it was.
Go ahead.
Okay. So our friends, we were 1 year into marriage. Our friends were Andy and Elna. They were athletes here, part of FCA. She played tennis. He played baseball. And they got married in South Africa. That's where she's from.
We're all best friends.
It was incredible. Like, we didn't even think we'd be able to go. And then the prices of plane tickets went down. And so we were like, we're going to do this.
Yeah, like cut in half, and we had no money, and it somehow
And so
worked.
this, just for the record, this is pre-Airbnb. This is, I mean, this
Yeah.
was 20 years ago. So not quite 20, but anyways.
17.
So we go on this trip. We do the whole wedding, everything. There was some front end of that story, but I won't share that because I want to get to this particular day. So we leave the wedding. We had booked some time to do some other things after the wedding had happened before we came back. And so like we were in Cape Town and did Table Mountain, which was really awesome.
We did Robben Island, which is
Okay.
where Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for many years. That was quite an experience.
Yeah, we did that.
Wow.
But the craziness of these
And then when you
stories.
think of South Africa, you think of what? Sharks, great white
Yeah.
sharks. So I was like, man, let's put that on
Okay,
there.
so yeah, we had a shark adventure excursion.
Ain't no way.
Okay, no, but Darius. Okay, so first of all, we leave, and in South Africa, where we were traveling, it looks a lot like places in Mississippi where there is literally not a gas station, and you're just on the open road. Well, we thought it would take only a few hours, I think, to get to this town. Do you want to say the name of the town?
George.
No. It was Hansby or Gansby.
Oh, Gansby. Yeah, Gansby.
And
Yeah.
Anya's gonna
Yeah, Gansby.
get me for that. She
Yeah.
can say it way more legit than me. Yeah, you got to do
Gansby.
this thing in your throat to say the
Yeah,
name
everything's
of
a
this
throat over there. Just
town. So we leave, and we left later than we should have. And we also did not have any kind of cell service. Like, we didn't pay for a plan or nothing. So we're driving like 7 hours to this place. We're supposed to get checked into this Airbnb, or not, well, it wasn't an Airbnb, but like this B&B place. And we get there, and there's nobody there. Like, there's nobody there. And
no
it's
check-in.
it's like pitch black outside. Nobody's there. We think that we've also booked this shark excursion for the next day. So, and Justin was like, we'll find something to eat on the way. We passed nothing. So it's like late. We hadn't eaten. So we drive further into town, and on the door when we got to the bed and breakfast was this sign that was like, if you get here and I'm not here, basically call me. Well, we don't have a phone. So we go down the road, try to find a place to eat. Everything's closed except this little grocery store. So we grab some bread and peanut butter and water, and then we check out. And then we got some change because there was a payphone outside. Some of you listening might not even know what a payphone is, but much less like using a payphone in a foreign country. We're like, I mean, you're just like in survival mode at this point, like adrenaline. You're like, we're gonna have to figure this out.
Wow.
So I put the coins in. Somebody does pick up, but I guess there was a limit on like how long the phone call would last.
Yes.
So we had exchanged just enough information for us to know he would meet us back at the bed and breakfast, and the phone just cut off.
Wow.
And I was like, I think we just got to go back. So then we get back. He gets us settled in our room, and then Justin tells him we're supposed to be at this shark excursion, but we hadn't gotten an email confirmation or anything. And the guy was like, that's kind of strange. You should have gotten something. So he was like, I have a friend that has, he was like, you're not signed up to go. Like, if you hadn't got anything, like, you're not signed up to go. So Justin, he says, just be ready at like 7 or something like that, and I'll knock on your door if my friend has a spot on the boat for you. And so we were ready. We went. And this was a little boat. I don't know.
I got a question. Y'all were actually signing up to go on a shark.
Great white shark.
Yeah, I already thought I'd signed up.
No, but I'm just trying to make sure that I'm hearing this right.
Yeah.
You were signing up
Yeah.
to be in the vicinity of a shark.
Heck yeah.
So
Great
these are the
that.
great white shark excursions where they put a cage on the side of the boat and you get in the cage.
Hold up.
Okay, Darius.
So you're going to be in the water?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay. So we get to the boat, and I do get a little bit like motion sick. And I might have taken Dramamine that day. I don't know. But they also, I think, serve breakfast or something. So, like, I was trying to eat a muffin and, like, just get myself settled down. And I was like, this isn't going to be that bad. And we were, like, hitting the waves to get out to the spot. But then when we got out there, the boat, like, goes back and forth. So then I'm starting to feel miserable. And they have this little pad at the front of the boat that's for all the sick people. So I had to go lay on the sick people pad. We had bought an underwater camera. So Justin is, like, filming like stuff because he had planned to go in the cage.
But then they were saying like, man, you can't see like
It was murky water.
foot in front of you. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to
What's
be
the
stuck
point?
in the water.
Yeah.
And then this thing just goes past me. And I'm like, whoa, like I would like to see it coming.
Yeah.
It was in the summer. Those were the summer months for them. And so the water's murkier. In the winter, it's a lot more clear. And that's what I was hoping for. So did I borderline chicken out? Yeah, there's probably a little bit of that.
He chickened out.
No. It was borderline. But I was like, man, I'm getting great footage with this camera. I want to see this, and I was getting some great shots, and it was good.
So I'm setting up this story because the catastrophe happens after all this, and you got to know the context. So I go up to the part of the boat, and I'm like just so sick, and then I can't even imagine. Like, you got to get in this full body wetsuit, and I'm like, I can't even imagine standing up, much less like getting in a wetsuit. So I was like, I'm done. And then Justin decided not to get in there because of what he just said. And then
And checking on you a little bit too.
yeah. And then as I'm laying there,
Good job.
a bird poops on my head, and I get like all this
my
bird poop in my
Oh,
head.
my God.
Yeah. So now I'm like sick, and I'm like on Dramamine, and I've got bird poop in my hair. I just want to get off of this boat. So then we get back to the bed and breakfast, and this is New Year's Eve, and that's important for other reasons. And so we get back, and we were like, we should go try to find a cool place to eat tonight. And so I'm like, I got to get this bird poop out of my hair. And then, but Justin also was like, hey, I got this great footage on my camera. I want to show it to you. So he's like trying to hook it up to the TV. And I'm like in and out. Like I need to take a nap because this Dramamine. And then he's like, you're not even watching my footage. Like I got this. And I'm like, I can hardly open my eyes right now.
Yeah, just forget about my life seems like it's crashing.
I
Just,
didn't read the room real well.
He's like, I got this great footage. And so then finally, I don't know if I took a nap or not, but anyway, so then I got up and I have to deal with this bird poop. And I go to the bathroom, shower's not working. There's like no water pressure. And then I go maybe to the sink, no water pressure. And I'm like, it's not easy to like get in contact with these people, whatever. And so then I'm like, oh, I remember seeing a hot tub on the very top floor.
It's really cool setup.
And so I go up and I just put my head in the hot tub and like rinse it.
she did.
wow.
Then
the things we'll do.
Then I come back down, and I did not have a converter for my hairdryer, but we were in a different city than we had been in, and the outlets
worked.
looked the same,
Yeah.
like as what I had. my American hairdryer. So I put it in the wall, and it's like, and like next thing I know, lights are out.
Oh my
fuse.
God.
Yeah, and so then we're like,
This guy was outside already working on the water issue.
situation.
And now we're like, dude, we just blew a fuse.
Yeah, I was like, hi, I'm sorry. It's New Year's Eve. And I'm like, he probably has plans. And I'm like, I'm sorry to add to that. And then we go try to find a place to eat. And all these places are booked. Like, everybody
Which makes
has
sense,
Yeah.
right? It's
I mean,
New
we're
Year's.
right,
It's
and we're
like,
right on the
duh,
beach.
But we're
I mean,
like,
yeah.
come on, somebody's got a place
Yeah.
to sit, right?
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like they got all these specials.
And it
they're
was just
doing.
y'all two?
Yes.
Yeah.
So then we ended up finding a place where you could pay $100 a piece, which at that point we were already like maxed out. We're like, ugh. But it was the only place to eat. And so it was like,
Was it $100? It was 100, like.
no,
of what
I
we
think it
had.
was like 100 in exchange rate. It was a lot because they brought you out like multiple rounds of appetizers and like, so then we were like stuffed and we were like, we can't eat another thing, but you paid for it.
paid,
So
yeah,
then you're
yeah.
like, eat the food. I think you spilled your drink on you.
I did.
yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
That was just a portion of our trip. We were just really thankful to get on the plane to go home because there was other things.
But that
happened.
night was a good night. Like that was
Yeah,
a
it ended
cool
fine.
space to go.
But it was just kind of crazy with the great white shark adventure.
And then getting out of the country was a little bit of a challenge. So
Yes.
I'm like, hey, we're going to go get gas. I'm going to get gas.
Close to the
Fill it
airport.
up close to the airport, all that stuff. They've all had cards, so we haven't had to deal with
Like
like
a card
cash.
reader, yeah.
A card
Oh, okay,
reader.
okay.
Well, we get to it. I'm like, let's get one close to the airport. Well, I didn't take a previous exit that had a lot of gas stations. I'm like, well, because it's a little bit closer. I go to one. It happens to be one that doesn't have a card. I don't realize it. I tell the guy, fill it up for me. And so he fills it up. And I owe
Happy
him,
as a clam, that guy.
I owe
He
him
was
like $40 or something, you know? And I only have like 20 in
Cash.
South African. Like,
No, you had a
money.
combination
Currency.
of cash.
and I had
of-
like a $20 bill of US, and then I had like a combo left over. I don't have the rest. And I'm like, dude, I thought I had a card. You said fill it up. I was just going to use my card. We don't have card reader, blah, blah. Anyway, his manager comes out, big old issue. He gets mad at his guy for not asking
Check in.
at the beginning. And I'm like trying to go to like little ATMs around.
Yeah,
but
they said,
nothing's
well-
happening.
well, there
They're
was
just
like-
go try the ATM. So I'm like walking around this not a good part of town of where we're
left
at.
me in the car
Yeah, and I'm like,
and had to go
I mean,
out of sight. Like
people are
Yeah.
mad. I don't know who people are. There's language barrier.
Yeah.
I'm in a not a good spot, and I'm
Oh,
like,
man.
and my wife's in the car,
I was
and
praying.
I'm like, we are trying to get out of country, and I'm like, international flight, you need to get your butt to the airport.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
it was brutal.
and what ended up
Thankfully,
happening? He just ended up telling you to go. Just
he
gave
just
you
said,
what you had.
just get out of here, and I
Did you
took
give
it out of
him-
that guy's paycheck. I think. Yeah,
Did you give him all the cash that
Yeah.
you
I
had?
said, dude, this is
American
all I got.
and-
This is all I
American, all
have.
of it.
Okay.
Take what I have.
Take what I have.
Wouldn't the American have a little?
It has more value,
More value.
but it was not up to the amount that needed to be
Oh,
for
Yeah,
the
I
gas
got
that I just spent.
you.
At
Man.
least you
One
had
of-
some cash.
One of the funny things about that trip too is that we rented the cheapest car that we could, and we called it the box on wheels because it was seriously tiny.
The
and
box on wheels.
I remember you talking about this.
Yeah, and we had stuffed our suitcases in the back and just like huge suitcases just across
On the
back
back seats, yeah.
Okay. Well, our friends that had got married, they had a little bit better model of a similar car, but a
A
little,
little
bit
bigger box on wheels.
Yeah, and so we saw them at after their wedding, like packing their car or whatever, and we saw them like open this really cool compartment like at the back of the car that's really inconspicuous. You would not know it's there, and we were like, "That's so cool!" But we thought our car was so small, we didn't even think to check if our car had this similar feature. So when we take our car back to the airport, we've just come out of this experience at the gas station. We're just like, "Please, like,
Just let me
like
out.
do the full check and like let's just get out of here." That lady goes around, goes to the back, opens up
Looking
the
for
back of the trunk, and there is
That
this
compartment.
hidden compartment we didn't know we had the whole time. We rode around like doofuses with our
Yeah, all your stuff
our
crammed
huge
in.
bags, like just stuffed in the back of the.
Yeah.
Anyway, that talking about how you learn things, we learned
Man.
a lot of things on that trip.
And
It
we were
was
just like
crazy.
running for our lives, just to get on that flight and get out of here because, like, I feel like somebody's
But
going
I
to
think
chase me
it's
down.
crazy that we did that trip without a phone because even when we got
did.
there,
It was not
we had to
smart.
drive like 7 hours to get to our friends. And when we got there, they were not at the house. They said they were going to be at like the
Yeah.
wedding party and stuff. And we didn't have a phone. We couldn't find them.
And
Yeah.
so we went across the street.
This is what Justin did.
to some neighbors. I knocked on the door and I was like, "Hello," stupid American tourist, need help.
And the guy was kind enough to
let us use his phone, and we figured out where they were.
Yeah.
And they could speak English.
Yeah,
Yes. You're like,
Yeah, I'm having to think about it now.
They speak Afrikaans and English.
Well, no, you was talking about getting back. I'm just gonna say that is a challenge. Getting out the country is so easy.
Yeah.
But getting back in,
you got to fill out customs and all that stuff.
oh man,
Please tell them.
It's
We went through customs, and you have to tell. This is the first time Justin has been out of the country. I had been on a couple mission trips, but first
Dude,
time.
they look so ticked in customs,
And
man.
so,
It's
like we're
they're
going
trying
through
to-
customs, and they have you. I can't even say this story. They want you to say what's in your bag or whatever, like what you're claiming on your form or whatever. Yeah. And in South Africa, they have the big 5 like animals are like rhinoceros, elephant, giraffe, zebra, lion. Maybe that's it, something like that.
Wow,
I might
well
be
done.
wrong,
You
but
nailed it.
I'm just thinking about that. So we had bought this like carving of Africa with the like big 5 on it. And so Justin just like looks, it looks like the color has drained from his face. Like they're
I
not
was
going
like,
to let
what'd you
him
get?
in.
Like, what'd you bring? Like, what'd you claim? And I was just like, big 5.
unbelievable.
And that guy was like, huh?
That's like all he could get out. I mean,
Right.
I was like, Justin, you could say souvenirs,
Right.
but he was like, big 5.
Yeah, if you don't know, it'll catch you off. It'll catch you off guard if you don't know.
She didn't prepare me for this.
No.
Oh my god.
They didn't prepare me, and we had a guy. Now, remember, I told y'all we had like a group of about 40, 50. Well, his name that he goes by is different than the name on his passport.
Oh no.
So when they booked his plane ticket, they booked it in the name he goes by, and so
That's a problem.
Listen, it was easy getting out, but coming back in. Listen, it was this was the and this is why it's so comical. That's why I always tell people, watch what you say, because the whole time we were over there, he making little jokes. If I get stuck, I'll just do X, Y, Z. If I get stuck over here, and we have some of those conversations. Man, if I had to stay here, something happens. What would I do? How would I navigate? But he just making all these jokes. Literally, everybody's making it back in, and it's kind of one of those things when you cross over, you turn around and look back to see who else coming, and then like when somebody else come, you high five, and then you turn.
Yeah, you
and
made it.
he's red as a cherry. When I say he was scared to death, and it was so funny. Look, so by the time now we're panicking because we're getting ready to board the first flight. And we don't even see him.
Oh, gosh.
And once you get through the TSA, sometimes
You can't go back.
it's still a walk. Well, I'm saying
Yeah.
like you can't go back, but sometimes it's a walk to where your actual gate is. So everybody now is at the gate. And they like, all right, all of the A-listers, like they going through all this. Man, it's like he came through there, looked like he was flying. Like I don't even think his feet were touching the ground. He was running so fast trying to make it, and he got there. Everybody was celebrating, and me being me, I looked at him and said, "See, I told you, all that playing. You were talking about staying over there. Because really, I don't know how he navigated to be able to get back in.
how they convinced him.
Like I don't know how he, but God was on his side. Because I'm telling you, coming into the United States, those people don't play.
No.
I seen a woman try to bring back, I don't know why she would do this. She literally tried to bring back sand from the beach.
Oh, you can't do that.
And they went through all of her stuff. Like she was so mad and upset. And I'm like, come on now.
You can't do that.
You can't do that.
I
Like,
didn't know that.
No, you say certain stuff you
Plants.
just like you can't, it's just certain stuff you just can't
You
do.
tell that lady, you need better friends, lady. They
Like-
would tell you can't do that.
And she was
can't
she was
do that.
upset because she felt like she was picked on. I'm like,
Yeah.
ma'am, no, you can't do that. But hey,
Well, I had 2 other stories. These involve our kids, but maybe this will pick your brain, Brandy, to remember kids' stories. And these will be quick. The South Africa, I had to give you a little context, but one time when we were at the beach, Abby was a baby, and we were with Justin's family, and we brought this extra like blow up pool to bring beach water into the pool and let her get in there so that we didn't have to get her all sandy and go in the beach. And so her older cousins, who were probably like preteen or teenage, got in the pool with her, and all of a sudden they saw brown seeping out from under Abby into the pool.
Because the swim diapers don't hold very well.
No.
Yeah.
she was having her little.
I think that
Yeah.
had given her prunes or something
Oh,
that
I
morning.
totally fed her every bit of that can of prunes, or
Yeah.
that jar of prunes that morning too.
And so that was a memorable
She
moment
enjoyed them.
on vacation.
Prunes.
Like baby food.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like,
You know, mashed up baby food.
I was look. Every episode it seemed like it's something I just got to learn.
No, I'm sure everybody was listening to going,
Gotcha.
prunes. Why are you feeding your kid prunes?
That's how
Baby
small
food.
she was. Yeah. And then the other story was about Eli, and we were with some friends on the Texas beaches, and our friend had gotten a new drone, and he was like checking it out, and Eli was terrified about this drone.
He was having a meltdown on the drone.
And
I'm
so-
like holding him and talking
Yeah,
to him.
and so
Buddy,
I
it's
can't even tell
okay.
the story.
It's okay, buddy. Buddy, it's not going to hurt us or
He's like
nothing.
pointing at it. He's like, "It's
Look,
fine. It's not
it's
gonna
just
hurt
hanging
us."
out right there.
Our
It's
friend
not
was
gonna hurt us.
new. Our friend was new to controlling the drone. Next
He
thing we know,
proceeds to control the drone, and it it comes right into my face, hammers me right in the forehead, just thump, and I'm like, oh, Eli's losing it even more.
Oh man, yeah.
Because I'm sitting here holding him, saying, "Dude, it's okay."
the
It's
only
not
thing I
gonna
was
hurt
mad
us."
about in that whole situation was that our friend did not have the audio on.
Yes.
Because it would have won us some money.
We
'Cause you
would
would
have
heard.
won
Yeah.
America's funniest
Yes,
videos.
you would have heard Justin say, "It's no big deal, bud.
100
Look, it's way
grand.
over there."
And
And then
then
like,
it-
Hilarious.
You know, now I know you got to give you a story, but that reminds me of a friend. So we are on an excursion, and it's one of them that you either drive the go-kart or it's a 4-wheeler, or they got the little go-kart thing.
Like a buggy.
Yeah, something like yeah. So while we're going, everybody's talking about what they're gonna ride. Now I don't know how familiar y'all have been or your experience going out of the country and doing excursions, but the only thing I really don't like, it seems like the excursion is forever and away from the actual place you're staying. Like I don't like that, but I just had to plug that in. But anyway, while we're on our way, everybody's talking about what they're gonna do. So most people that are married, they're coupling up. And then you got some single sisters, they kind of gonna do it together, who gonna ride with who, And so I'm telling Santana before we even get there, I have never driven a 4-wheeler. So this is not the time to learn. I'm not like, I'm this type of person. I would rather be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
So we get out there. So I'm seeing all these people that's already doing it, and the 4-wheelers are coming through, and I'm like, man, I ain't gonna have nothing, because I don't know they got the little box cars. I just think the buggies. I'm just thinking. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to get out here and try to navigate this thing. And then I'm talking to people. They telling me, well, one side is the brake, and I'm like, oh my Lord, so I'm terrified. When we get out there, I see that we have the buggies. So I'm like, that's what I'm driving. So the man is separating everybody because I'm in the buggy. I have to go last. It's a guy there. His name is Al. This is my friend. We talk about this, but this was the highlight of the whole trip. So I'm like, Al, have you ever drove a 4-wheeler? No, man, but man, my family,
It's in my blood, man.
I said, bro, I just don't think I'm not
I don't
trying to
think it works
scare
like
you,
that.
but I'm like, if you ain't done it, this is not the time to be freestyling. No, man, I got it.
Oh,
So
no.
listen, me, Santana, and I was amazed because Santana is very adventurous, but she didn't want to get on the 4-wheeler either. So it made me feel good because I didn't want to be the husband that let her down, So I was like, oh, we good. So we get in the buggy. It's me, her, and I think it was 2 other ladies that was with her. It was an older lady, and this woman, man, Bethany, you would love her because now she's like 80 something. At that time, she was like 74, but she was doing everything.
Wow.
She was different. So she's gonna ride with us. So Al is in front of me. So they tell you, they put your gear on, and then it's a lot of us, so it's a line. I say, Al, you sure? No, man, I'm good, man. Look, and I could tell just the way his helmet was on.
This is gonna be a problem.
You know how you looking at a person, a football helmet and their helmet? I could tell, I'm like, I don't think this is gonna be good. So he gets up, the man is telling him what to do. Everybody pretty much know how to do it. So he gets up, he's the last one before me. Al gets on this 4-wheeler and he says, goes up a little bit.
Oh no.
Goes up
He
a little
goes
bit,
on his
listen,
back.
and said, no, and went straight into the tree. Now, listen, now his 4-wheeler was already pointed toward the tree.
Oh my God.
So he said, and when I tell you,
Okay.
it was the funniest thing. Listen, it was the funniest thing that, man, if y'all could have saw him hit that tree. Now, it was funny, but I was also worried because I'm like,
Right.
they just told us not to crash. If you crash these things, you're going to be responsible for.
God.
And so I'm thinking about that. And this is how I knew he was hurt, because he got off and everybody was like, Al, you all right? He was like, yeah, I'm all right. But you know, the little shake, he's shaking his arm and shaking his, like.
Seeing how things feel.
I'm like, no, he's hurt. Then he gets back on. The man, I don't know. I'm telling you, God was with us.
Wow,
The
they
man
thought that
looked
was a
at
good
it.
idea.
Yeah, the man was like, "Well, you sure?" He was like, "No, I got it." He gets back on. The man backs it up and straightens it up where he can. He gets on this. We start the excursion, and I want to say this. Probably about, man, he didn't go 100 yards and stop and say, "I can't do this." So he had to get on with the actual guy that's behind me to make sure everybody don't get lost. He had to ride with him. And another one of the women had to get on the four-wheeler and drive it. But I was like, bro, like, if y'all could have saw that, like, we talked about that and see the good thing was his wife wanted to go. She was with us on the trip, but she didn't go to this excursion because she was pregnant.
Okay.
Oof.
And
Good
I
decision.
said, if she would have been on there with you,
Surely he wouldn't have taken her not knowing how to drive.
I think he would have. His pride, you got to think, for your pride to put you in a position to do something like that, and then after you wreck, your pride is not killed enough.
Right.
You steady, like, we talked about that.
I feel like that would make a good sermon. Like just the illustration of,
man.
like he got all this forewarning, and then
and he
still went for it.
And one of the things that was super funny, as soon as he hit it, I'm talking, he was like, boom. Like soon he hit it, the older lady in our back that was riding with me, she said, see, that right there is the very reason why I'm not on the phone. Like, it was like a perfect sound effect. We was killing ourselves laughing.
Oh my God.
But we didn't have, like that was that trip was full of highlights, but like when you talk about
Yeah.
it, but I think the good thing about moments like that, they give you not only stories to remember and live on, but it's like they actually help make the trip. Like,
Yeah.
they don't be fun sometimes in the moment,
Sure.
but later they
When you
are
remember
things,
back.
You're like, man, that trip wouldn't have been the same without that.
Yeah. That is so funny. All right, Brandy.
I would say all of my trips involve the beach, I think. We've
Yeah.
had some from Darden, but I would have to, it's a lake we go to every year with just our family. I would have to ask Lee Parker, my kids, Brett, about funny things from that. I will say we felt like we were under a curse for that trip
Oh, no.
because
This
we
was
went
which
every
one?
year. The
Which-
lake.
Okay.
We went every year, every single year. It's just our family. And like 4 years in a row, the first night we were there, Lee Parker cut her foot open on like a clam or something in the bottom of the lake. Got stitches. Couldn't be in the water the whole time. So we're like taping it up, keeping it up out of the water. The next year, I think I busted my eardrum. The next year, the night before, Lee Parker does like a spin and her foot catches Charlie Kate's toe, her pinky toe, and splits it open. She has to get stitches, and then the boat broke.
Oh my
So
gosh.
we're
It's like maybe.
we're under a curse there.
And this one trip or one
no,
place?
every year that like
One
those
pl-
were all
yeah, yeah.
one place. So we're like, but we have had fun there.
What was the name of it again?
It's Lake
I'm not
Darden in
Okay.
New Albany.
Gotcha.
Or outside
not
of New
going
Albany.
there. No.
But beach, we've been during tropical storm and we still brave it. Drake was like 10 months
Wow.
old. I remember it felt like BBs crossing the street. So I just like put him in the carry-on, put a blanket or a towel over him. We've been during the oil spill, couldn't get in. We did get to see Obama
Wow.
and them come through.
Oh, wow.
Their whole little caravan. But I would say like interesting story. Last year, 2 years ago when we went, there was a trolley that takes you from where we were staying to the beach. We don't like staying not on the beach because we spend so much time there, but we decided we're going to stay there. We're going to try it. It had a lot to offer for the kids. So you ride the trolley. Well, we're riding the trolley back at night, and we come to find out these people driving these things are like just summer jobs. Like I
wow.
don't, they're not trained at all. And so we hear these people arguing and we turn around and there's this guy running from his car towards it's my dad. It's like my whole family, my parents, my brother, they have 3 kids and his wife and then our whole family. And this guy is livid. And so we're all like, just let us off. And he's like, no, it's fine. It's fine. Like he has us up on 2 wheels. Like, I feel like we're getting punked. I was like,
Yeah.
there's about to be something like some kind of show. But he's like, no, it's fine. I got a gun in my car. Like they were arguing about something. He's like, this started earlier. I know him. And I was just like, my dad was like, I don't care. Let us off. He's like, we can't let you off. It's rules. We can't let you off. And I was like, the kids were like bailing from the back because it was like one of the long.
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
like bailing from the back coming up and hiding. I was like, what are we even doing? And so now looking back, it's kind of funny because we were all in a panic and he would not stop. We passed the guard check and he's like telling them, don't let the car in and don't let the people in. And he lets us off at the elevator. We're all like, whew.
Man.
Because we had 8 kids, all 15 and under, 16 and under. It was
Yeah.
intense. I was like,
Dang.
yeah, if you jump off, you're close to the person that's mad. I was like, what do you do? So
Wow.
that was intense. But we've also had the stomach bug at the beach, and all 7 of us slept in one room. At midnight, me and Brett were like, so do we go home? What do we do? So we asked my brother and sister-in-law, and they're like, well, we've been around y'all this
Right.
whole time at this point.
At this point.
And so we literally all 7 slept in one room. It was terrible. Like we've had many like little adventures throughout,
Yeah.
but it's fun.
Just-
It's fun.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, something also that you hope that you're healthy the whole time on a trip because especially with kids, can be a nightmare.
Like it ended, and it was like trickling through everybody. Like it started with one kid, then the next kid, then like on the way home 2 days later, Luke's like, I'm about to be sick. He has a very strong stomach. So like he gets sick once or twice and then he's done. He's like, I'm about to be sick. Like literally all I had was my pillow. He threw up all in my pillowcase and I was like, just throw it in the trash. We were at the gas station buying stuff to clean. I was like, this is a disaster.
Yeah. I think one of the hardest times to vacation is when you have your first child
Yeah.
and you have to go stay with, particularly it could be family or friends, but I just remember we had to be so hard on Abby because she would not do certain things at certain times, and so we probably looked like crazy parents. But you're like exposed in front of because everybody's like, we're all going to the beach now, and you're like, nope, she's gonna sit there and eat her breakfast, and it's like, just let her, blah blah blah, and we're like, she will be a nightmare for us later if we budge this much. But like, you don't
See,
have
that's how
that.
my sister-in-law is. Me, I'm like, oh, they can take it with them on the way to the beach. Like I'm like, which is not a good thing always for the kids.
Well, for some kids,
Yeah.
but at that time in Abby's life, like she literally, like if she didn't do,
to.
yes,
Yeah.
like it was crazy.
I
But
could care less about being judged at that time too. I was like, whatever, this is what we're
just
doing.
all this to say,
We'll be
easy
down in a
on
minute.
first-time parents taking their first kid on
Yeah.
vacation because it's a lot to like figure out.
Yeah.
Like you're in the middle of all these dynamics. Plus, also something that I feel like causes conflict when you're all staying in the similar place can be like deciding on meals and food and. It's just
it
so
drive you
interesting.
nuts. You're like, we got to have a plan. We got to make sure we're doing
Well,
this.
and then because there's certain things I think that you can mitigate, like you can like take care of conflict before it happens if you just like think through,
Yeah.
So lots of things that vacations can bring up. One thing that we're not going to talk about today because we're winding down, but is like things that you've stumbled upon when you've been out on vacation. So we might have to come back and revisit that because I thought of a few things. You mentioning Obama coming through made me think of that.
Yeah.
So anyways, okay. Thanks for the convo today. Any parting shots before we wind down?
Well, yeah, when you go on vacation, remember to get a lot of information about where you're going and different things that they do there, that especially if you're going out of the country.
Yeah.
It's not enough homework that you can do you need to be over prepared because we have a lot of luxury here in the United States and a lot of things that are just normal for us
Right.
that are not normal, in
Everywhere
other
else.
countries. So
They're
Get
crazy.
the international phone plan.
Yeah.
Make
Yes.
sure your phone works.
No,
if
do you
go out
know
of the
I
country.
literally changed phone companies
Yeah.
all because of that. I'm like, everybody with AT&T, they can talk on their phone. They like it's. I said, as soon as I got back, I'm telling you, I changed. I was like, I'm not dealing with this no
There
more.
are certain things that are life experiences that it's kind of wild that we can just go ahead and do without a manual for. Like vacation, these things we talk about. And then the other one that is very obvious to me is like when you have a kid and they're like, all right, you can go home. And you're like,
Wait, what?
what does this mean? You think I'm going to be responsible for this? And like, I don't know about this. It's just wild. Some of these things we really don't have. I didn't have much, heads up about all that was going to entail. But we wanted kids. So we started having kids and then you just figure it out.
Yeah.
But as always, thank you for listening. If you have some vacation stories, we would love to hear about those so we can talk about them on the podcast. And also just a reminder that formation is always happening, even in these crazy moments, fun moments, stressful moments, maybe, even when we're doing things that are like vacations or whatever, right? Day to day. So thank you as always for listening. Thanks for listening to the Created to Be podcast. To learn more about FCA at Mississippi State, visit www.msufca.org and follow us on Instagram at HailStateFCA_. If you would like to become a financial partner, visit www.fca.org/donate to sow into the work God is doing through FCA at Mississippi State.